Etiefo, there is a very worrying story, and it is the first story I watched when I woke up. Extremely worrying. Now, I am reporting from EOCO on my official website. Now, this story leaves me with a lot of questions. A lot of questions. But we are going to go into it. Munim say platform way so no. We are going to look at the other sectors. Now, story no. Mamemfa Aseda Emma Clements of Gossip 24. Right? Ono na breaky story no. Me sorry you know. Story no. Ono no ma me hu ya. Or say how EcoBank manager stole 35 million Ghana cedis and used for bets, land, treasury bill. Full story. And so Clement gave the full story on how an EcoBank manager we are 35 million. Now baby say obi a woye manager ewo EcoBank sika no osiden no wi aye. Na tre say client for sika. Bank na client for ni bi esika. Na esanse woye manager ni ntiminim say unauthorized access eno de nsa kokobo client for ni sika mu eno di wi a sika client for ni bebre sika ende you say we are 35 million. Inti EOCO for hwehwe papa yi. EOCO for EOCO for eba be publish somewhere around March. Say the EcoBank manager no he's been wanted. Na ne din e de Akwesi Ajeman Abrebrese, right? Now say the above named person is wanted by the Economic and Organized Crime Office for the alleged offenses of stealing and money laundering. Into no, let's add it. Say a alleged. Into alleged. Say we sikano wasamswa londa. Or say any persons with information on the said Akwesi Ajeman Abrebese should contact EOCO head office located adjacent Old Parliament House. Into no, all that. Say. So this is the story. Very, very worrying story. But before I bet your story, you know, aside this story being worrying, another worrying thing to your life, yes, say who tie me na we put you on weight, and I say who tie me na we fu ayekese. It is extremely worrying. And there, enra kolebufo a release statement our moka say, senior diabetes, cancer, heart disease, BP, kum Ghana for especially this year alone, no, serious. Na sa ya we winning na doctors ebe trail say if you kese bibia ye friend visceral fat and in this aya we enam. Nti se wutie me na person hu senia naturally obetumi reduce enye edru obetumi reduce the size of your belly and I say you have stubborn excess fat a person reducing na there is a book in the comment box. Click the link and get the book. Say o click the link no na still went to me in your book na no problems. Number near that screen as in 055-807-4986. Call that number or WhatsApp that number that you need the book. And then she will be a wobiano. Yebema waso aiden ate. Very simple. Now, yembra back to this story. Na obia wa her video ni biano about 21 minutes long video. My her video ni twice. As reported by Clement. Now what her EcoBank bank manager yi senior oye ya wo wie sika no na the details are media mamo no say o wie sika no from an account be bring nkrofo account nkrofo a wo moye nkrofo a wo sika ewo EcoBank ho ena branch yi ede ne nsabo account ni mu a o wie wo sika no wie sika no allegedly o wie sika no ena transfer sika ni bi ekokoto ni different bank accounts a ewo different bank emu. Nti sikano some of the sikano the oye no ebi wo ho a odi kotwa bet sikani bi nso wewia wo bi sikano odi bi nso ekokoto asase odi sikani bi nso ekokoto treasury bill na he treasury bill a okokoto ye na for anyone who buys treasury bill a okoto utumi hu ne se wo wi 35 million Ghana cedis na allegedly no or the 1 million Ghana cedis ene ekokoto treasury bill but obi a wato treasury bill dabia nim se auto treasury bill an amount on said they give a discount. So the 1 million Ghana cedis, but it will be recorded as 999,000. But on the 1 million Ghana cedis and a Kokoto treasury bill. And for me, Send your make, and I'm not even here to talk about the details of the story. Right? I'm not here to talk about the details because story, no, there are documents, but Clement has done well to break down the story in its entirety. So I'm not even going to talk about the details of the story, but I want to talk about other sides of the story. The first thing I want to talk about is the fact that how is it that a multinational bank, an international bank like ECOBANK, a bank manager will just be able to steal such a huge amount of money? And it looked like, what's your story now? It looked like he was doing it over a period of time. And yeah, one-time thing. So how is it that this guy was doing these things for a period of time? Nemra, say China investigations no. Yes, see a ho and a guy in Wujane ya and there na no. That's the first thing. My first question is that how is it that for a multinational bank like EcoBank, allegedly, no, someone could be doing something like this for over a period of time? What was going on? Nipa kra na ana omo ana eye omo bank accounts. Ana sa boni ekoso no. Were they not receiving alerts? Because me Melodies amiti he, me wo bank accounts e wo EcoBank. Say once dimpo every month I receive an alert. Every day, me wo susu bi ameye. Na susu na ameye no, me mo mote right from my EcoBank bank account. Inti anope bia me sorry a alert, email, and the bank alert. Eba, me phone so. How is it that this guy could steal huge sums of money for all this while, and then the people are not a year or more account no? Now womunya alert. Is it that because now oye bank manager ninti, he was able to turn their alert off? But even if he was able to turn their alert off, how is the auditing system ewo EcoBank saying it? Say bank manager ye BBC and now will be sika. How is the auditing done? Is it done every day? So that every day, no system then check it say na ekoso, say na si, say na si, say what is going on? How is it that this guy was made to allegedly do something like this for over a period of time? And how was he able to get away? Now, sikani be cry yesi wo wi akra no wi sikani be de to na yere account mu. Allegedly. Yesi na yere a doctor. Question na me be se me bisa. Intin emra na odi sikani to na yere account mu no. Na yere na mbisa questions ana. Na yere ni nim de wo ye. And it raises another question, say, the people around us, the people around us are the people around us are for. Is it that we've just found some sycophants around us to me in country? Is that the case? Because how is it that Oyiria Wawareno onim usika semu? When say all of a sudden you are transferring millions of Ghana cedis into her account, and she's not saying anything, and she's not worried. And now what her court documents appear, police documents appear, EOCO documents and in appear na, EcoBank for documents na. Yet the Nairina Kaho a second respondent. In the court case aba ni na no, Nairina on also Kaho odi agra yebechina tum. Look at eye Kwabne Duboahin. Asemba ya yese Kwabne Duboahin allegedly wabokro no yi. Unse ne yere nso ye de ne ka ho a ende CCTV footage pie. Emra ne yere te se Kwabne Duboahin ye che no no. Se ne allegedly okoko parki sika. So is it that you are worried now so ukunu di boni a menhwe no ndi because at the end of the day the sika ni be fia na? What does that speak of us? Because you say ne yere a doctor. If we don't know anything at all, cry, you say at least. So will be a doctor, medical doctor there. Wako school do it. And you see, that's one of the things that Ghana, a problem. We associate school with some level of integrity. If you say, oh, we were a professional, wako school do it, you know, and or say, obune. But at the end of the day, omo cry, omo wako school. No. And then ekoso. Eba saying, you see, things like this, at the end of the day, wa wugu webusian for kreni mo ase. Training na webusian for the man wugu mu ni mo ase. Because the money is not yours. 35 million Ghana cedis. What were you thinking? So you were thinking that you'll be able to steal such a huge amount of money and go scot-free? You see, things like this, a lot of people don't know, but it's psychological. It starts small. Oh, Mamisha says, we are 10 cedis, bipe. We are 10 cedis now. A besha sian kete. Now we upgrade ya 100 cedis. Now we upgrade ya 1,000. Now if you call 1 million. Na ekonim. When you subeti no. Now if sika we are nenye sika kitwa. That is how it starts. No one starts chrono with kesiye. Starting kete. But when you chino no, na eko kesiye. Inti emra wa sha siye kete no. Nanke hona banking system no. Our system be overlooky, and I don't know. Our system be overlooky say hey, and the ones the era yen hwehwe chine hu be afa. Menya sure say nipa kono betena se san ba be wie sika puduo we. This is not the first time something like this is see Ghana. And it is not only ECOBANK. This is nothing to do about ECOBANK. Ye wo krom ha and ye hu story of a branch ye bia. Yes wo ye national service ewo Absa Bank. Muni amokai. On also say we sika sa from nkrofo account. On po de steady nkrofo bia no mu ewu. Eno we sika free omo account mu sa we sika no what just say on a girl e bedwane akọ Dubai airport kwa na echi abrant and the abrant ye jailing no say 10 years was there. Young guy. So the question is that what is going on with the youth? Oshe we nenim allegedly, he should be maybe around his 40s. Maybe late 30s, early 40s. Or middle 40s. Young guy. And then, is it pressure? Social media pressure. You compare your oh, madam for be trika we intimenso. I was saying, Michelle says, me trika. Only say you've not built your capacity to that level. You've not built your capacity to that level. And yeah, and you see, this is one of the reasons in here, Melodies me Mama Matia says, I am writing a book on the various investment schemes in Ghana. And where to at least put your money into. You tell me now, ye baby noa. At least, we shall say we invest here. Now, Oma we need kohwa. At least, ube di 40-50 air kono. Now, what dan is ikeni? You say life begins at 40. We shall juma say at 20 years. Now, we shall say as little as 100 cedis, 200 cedis. So, we invest as little as 200 cedis. There are some investment schemes in this country. Wait the 20 years, now we invest as little as 100 or 200 cedis every single month. By the time you are about 40 or 50 years, no what dani millionaire. Enya stress kesiye bebresa. Say a 20-year-old, ebi a when 100 cedis and 200 cedis be what they to just for investment. Inti no, when him brain konko wia will be sika because soon him say, ane say, build slowly by time. Eda when him obedani sikeni. A lot of people don't know this. Let me read. Book no me say me launching next year. But send American. This is the book. The book I'm talking about. Book now Matrono. The Ghanaian Investor. A practical guide to investing in Ghana. And you see the things I talk about the book. Setting up an emergency fund. Setting up an insurance policy. Recently I just saw a video on TikTok. Na Ghana nibi. a wɔte abrochi me show some mu bebree hu saa video no Ghana ni bia wɔte abrochi say hey wayɛ ne hu aden a wɔse na nadamfo bi eka tre ne say every month ogen sika won fanto stocks e wa abrochi ho o man particular stocks bi say won to nadamfo ne man particular stocks bi say won to for so many years and nadamfo no e born ni guye recently hu nadamfo na ba dani sikeni obi etre no say stocks na waka chen say won to so every month on fa bibi ntumu no eno na ama and nadamfo na ba benye sika o say he menu mi hu minimum anka asemo madamfo ne kan no na nka meyeye. And you see in this book I talk about it in investing in the Ghanaian stock exchange. Here, let me read the preface of the book. Miami book amatrono. Let me read the preface of the book. Okay? Let me read the preface of the book so you understand. As someone may say, many people assume that financial independence can come only Many people assume that financial independence can only be achieved by the highest paid individuals. A young bebre say, so obedani sikeni no. Omo asebe pay a womoje eye kese omo pe no modani sikafo dabi na me the data ene kasati mo amunime me say however research suggests otherwise. In the United States, the National Study of Millionaires, which surveyed 10,000 millionaires, found the following. In the research say woko America ye fa 10,000 millionaires research nature say only 31% earned an average of $100,000 a year throughout their careers. Out of 10,000 a year millionaires are American. I'm arriving at the point, please. Out of 10,000 millionaires are more American. 31% of them pay and pay our mojeno a year pay bia a soon. 31% pay. 1/3 never earned 6 figures in any year. The rest of them no na pay ano moje no eye pay bia yebeka se eye average ana eye sike bia yebeka se sika no endorse. An overwhelming 93% attributed their wealth not to a large salary but to consistent investing. Into over 10,000 millionaires in America, 93% of them say nyo mobabe dani millionaire no enye se bia omunye sika pudu obi. Na eye sika na every month omode 200 kete just that they knew where to put the money. And no book where ya metro na that is all. I'm just showing Ghanaians where you put your money. As all the 200 kete just give it time. You see how it will grow. And someone mechanic said these findings show that becoming a millionaire does not require an exceptionally high salary. Instead, consistent investing, cost averaging, delayed gratification, and the compounding of interest over a long period are the true keys to achieving financial independence, not only in America, but in Ghana as well. And Obibia wotie mi awunim financial sector no, you know, said the magic words in investments, cost averaging, compound interest. If you understand compound interest, you know that it is magic in investment. And in this book, I explain the concept of compound interest for the Ghanaian to understand. Miriam Ameka say a common challenge in Ghana is the widespread desire to become wealthy overnight. It is a common challenge in Ghana. And they say, Obia pese ochina pe medani sikeni. Enu hunti enebema bank manager. Wakwako we are 35 million. Dientia because ochina pe mamindani sikeni in the shortest possible time mamindani sikeni. So I wrote it in the book. So a common challenge in Ghana is the widespread desire to become wealthy overnight. This get rich quick mindset often draws young Ghanaians into scams and Ponzi schemes which ultimately lead to greater financial hardship. So you see what I wrote there? Say, a son say Ghana ni young Ghana ni opeso chine bipe medani sikeni ninti. Ida say obekwa akwa bokro no. Ana say obekwa akwa odinisi ka bekwa akwa she bibi mu say Ponzi scheme DNT I say for 100 cedis bra. Or the 100 cedis ba ni ekitamawa. By next week pe ye be ma 1,000 cedis. No denisika kwa kushem ni denisika edwane. That is why Ponzi scheme a ye juma wa Ghana ha. Because a lot of Ghanaians have that mindset. And with this book, my purpose is to change that get rich quick mindset from a lot of a ye imbebuna e wokrum ha ema bebrina e bokrono no. From book we one of purposes in tia metro book we no. We na meka say once we shift our mindset and recognize that we can all become millionaires, the path becomes clear. Into ye shifty ya adwene hu ne say oh, to become a millionaire there enya big deal. Ye ni na sike bia ye gibia ne ye betumi aba bedane millionaire. There was ye ya ne say ye hu bebi a ye di sika beto. Ni yenye no consistently over time. Si ye no over time a kia ne kin ye won kwan de ye bedane sika for. Once we start thinking that way, me nkonko bokro no because me nim said that me nim. And the mass works out. The mass, no, it works it out. If you follow the strategies I've put in this book, it will work it out, especially if you're a young person. Into me and America say, the path becomes clear. Discipline, consistency, and most importantly, time. With these, we can become a force in motion, and nothing can hold us back. Me and America say, this book is designed to be one of the most valuable assets you ever purchase as a Ghanaian. The book we see Ghana ni bia wobeto no. One of the most valuable assets wobeto. Keep it safe and consider buying an additional copy as a gift for someone you care about. So this is just the preface of the book. Meka book no ase meka se book we ye Ghana ni a we ni beje ho tobi. We are now tobi ama odofo bi. Ebi ana odofo bia ye na adwen se ono wonda ne sikenida enti ne se menya sikende a minkonko wia dabi oto book now de ma odofo na ma won hu strategies e wo book nim onhu be bia. And you see, I designed this book as practical as ever. I mentioned the exact place e was udi usikato me de omo numbers etuja. Just call them and talk to them. And nkrofo me mention ni no, they've been licensed by government and they are legit groups in this country. They are legit investment firms in this country. Every single investment firm, no, me listed wo book we no legit. Me ye calculation no say ode sika we 100 cedis and 200 cedis eto emancrofo no every single month. By the end of ebia this number of years no sika wo benyani say ni say my yes calculations ni na wo book nim. Odi ane say we read we a o nkrofo we ma memfrɛ mo o frɛ mo no mo settle up, you are good to go. Eni kwan say okokobokro no. So there are several questions coming up. There are several questions. And you see, I feel like in the last 10 years, so you heard the number of bank for abokro, I think say unprecedented in the last 10 years. Okay? In the last 10 years. So you heard the number of bank for involved in Kronubisi, have unprecedented. Into the question is that what is going on? Reforms ben na wose banks na sha se wo mu take. The entia na say nkrofo no bokro no ni wie for some time ansa na ye sha se ye chi omo. What is happening? Is it that your technology do baby every single day say we are one CD and the crana ye be hu say hey at the end of the day no your check system na hey tell her we are one CD sika no he. Ni yen stopping wo ho na nkonko ye say ye be jama na ba be we will be 35 million and Ankrofo be 35 million. I think that there are a lot of questions. And then morally in our society as well, what is happening to the normal Ghanaian? The internet and there say the average Ghanaian youth ye a good dear be shenensa and I ye a japadie be shenensa wonim pefese japadie and yene no. The first thing I will dream who say miwia. And then I mean the politics will be better than a politician or chrono kwano. What is happening to the normal guy? What is happening to our society? Is it peer pressure? Is it pressure from social media? What is going on? It was tenase no who say nan for 40 car mo a eyane say madam for women in the shas here the internet and the water car mu and the menya wada mempesi kana men so men kwatena car ni mu bi. Is it that is the life just about pleasing people? Is the life just about competition? Can't we just sit down for once and enjoy and be happy, gratification, be happy with the lives we have? Be happy with our choices in life and be happy with the lives. Obi wo ho ende wa bre ni mojenia ato Uber and wato ebia Vitz, Toyota Vitz. And the Vitz you're saying over close to maybe 100,000 Ghana cedis. Wa bre ni mojenia sika enya sika de akwa akoto Toyota Vitz. Ne ni agene ho because eye achievements emano. Bo be hu ne say ne classmates bi akwa akoto Range Rover na afi ni Toyota Vitz na wato ne kra ne ni nso biom. My Toyota Vitz. And I'm a classmate, I'm in any school, in Pakuri, and I'm a Benson, and there were not a Range Rover. How is that supposed to be your problem? How is that supposed to influence? How is that supposed to make you sad? Nyanko Poma Boama when you're Toyota Vitz. Obinso unim de waye when you're the Range Rover. O say ne pakuni Range Rover we nyanti me ama me Toyota Vitz ne kra na me mbuni biom ama me kra me ninji hu biom. How? Compare yourself to yourself. Say 2 years ago maybe amini sika kra me ne beto Toyota Vitz. But ende betumi nya sika de ato na tese me ko manim badabi. And then the society no silently no akwa akoye say every single person is competing with their mates. Silently, we are all competing with our mates. Into what down for be able to post BB crana instead of you being happy with the person, no, and your competition EOCO with trim. You see people telling people in comment box, hey, I'm happy for you. I tap into it, and but deep down in their hearts, they are even not happy for you. Deep down in their hearts, they are jealous. How is it that as Ghanaians we are becoming like this? Is it that na sana tie ho de danana bibi na enko ye na emasa nyama ni na ba? What is going on? What is happening in our society? And personally, I think say ene na amasa ankro no same way ni na so first now it is will be a bank manager. Obuni ho. And then again, how do we choose people? Checks ben ye say you interviewing crofwa. Is it just based on their knowledge? Should we go further and do psychological checks? Should we go further? And I remember this story very well. Hey? The first day I'm a call KNUST. The first day I'm a call school KNUST. I am a horse semi concorda. The first day me call KNUST. I am a horse semi concorda. Now me three roommates. Yeah, 4 in a room. Me 3 roommates na me ni momo. Na baako free north. Baako fitakwa ena baako fitakrade. Na me ni momo. Oni made a roommate baako ye roommate baako. Na oye sofo obompaye. De bia na obompaye o de tons kunyen. Ewo friends ye room. And around that time no me obi that when I was going to university na me nkwa sorry me obi ana me mpa sorry ko na me nkwa sorry nti na me hu ne say o hayen de bia no de ogu tons and de ade na de bia de tons enya ne yen nti that time na me hu ne say o hayen na me it was around that time I didn't like going to church. So oyade bi ojasika in the full glare of every member of the room. Sa roommate na no esofo no ojasika eto baby a nanka ye nyina ye be hu for about 1 week na still say sika ne da ho ti owie no yi sika no ka say onim yen a ye wo room ho de na so wa trust yen die ntia e no say oja ne sika bi to ha na obae no for 1 week sika na da ho sa obi anfa ne nsanka sika no ti we hu ne say omo a woni omo eti room ho no omo ye trust and from that time wa fire and say enuanom osofu yes I dey no. And I make me this 3 and I'm say hey sir o de sam so Jessica no to obi o be and obi asre ye e wo room ho. But that is what he did, and he was able to trust us, and from that time we all became brothers in the room. From that time in my room we all became brothers. You see, he was able to test us to know say akronfo wo room ho ana. Inti, what I'm trying to say is say, Nancy, ye fan crofo we jumemua. What are we doing? Is it just their knowledge and ye be some more questions, Anna? Do we need to develop a new model to test these people? Do we need to develop a new model to test the morality of these people? Especially doing the obe handle sika pudu. Do we need to start doing some serious model to test say we ye Jessica we ewonenim ye mana handle sika bi say ya or tendencies obe we na? Because you see, believe it or not, there are some people okofruba from uja 1 billion emane kra won wia because ewo no ni trim no enye ni sika. There are people like that. So do we need to start adding things like that so that at least even as a nation ye for obi adwumemu a ye be pass ni pa kroni through that model ni ehu ne say oya kronfo anase onya kronfo, because the oya kronfo bia de oya kronfo e bia the first time when we are, but occasionally should we be doing that? The first year we adwumem e bia o say o we de mi nwia, second year we adwumem yan testing while say adwuma ne koso do we need to be doing things like that to be testing people? Meteha, and I feel like I'm talking too much, but I'm going to Meteha. Melodies ebusion for be frame me. Melodies, you juma wagana, ni bakwa wo hwe juma na mame no, ene wo yewe, obo me krono, ene wo wiame, obo me krono, o wiam. Nansen ya Andre Chio said, Melodies ebusion ni be frame me say, or taxi. I will be three taxi na mano, e wo every area ho. So your taxi will be taxi na mano. Na taxi driver na send your born chrono no mempe obi fufro mano. And I was like, yeah, ni ye came say ye pejuma na so the ejuma share the average guy ni nsemu a. Ekoko si say o wiame or bomb chrono o wiame or bomb chrono ojunwa, and the number of times I yet sansem no, it is too much. What is happening to the Ghanaian youth? E dey na ekoso. What is happening to us? There are serious questions with this story. So woman made 24 hours cry. Me sure say I'll still be talking. But there are serious questions with this story. It's here for we really need to. This shouldn't be one of those stories. You can't want to no. We really need to go deeper into it. Is it because of our education system? Is that where the competition is coming from? Because free yankola bremu through our education system, you are always being compared. Is it because of that? Should we change our education system and all that? Because it is always competition in the head of the Ghanaian. And then I'm jealousy in Nabao. And that story be a meeting, I say, lady be I say, or ne boy be an ne boy in the wusika, de be an ne boy in a channel. Ne boy in a channel. Say na down for our talent no pepe. Would just say, or say, lady na man ne boy ne ba be jai lady na ne boy ne ba be fa na danfo no message nini na eyedien jealousy no, where does it come from? The base or the foundation of jealousy is a comparison. The only reason why you are jealous is because you've compared yourself to the person and you've seen that nipa kro we ade bia wo ni mini enu hunti na we jealous. So where is this? It is a serious social issue in the Ghanaians. Comparison, wherever it is coming from, I think that we need to treat it. And the way we have to treat this is it starts with you. For some of us, and for some of you are parents, sometimes you compare your children. You see, it starts from there. Inti free collaborate ni nano, or the asheni trim say madam for we cry say madam ubon say or time be. We seriously need to do something. Montreal, your comment box ni mo medasi.